From all of us here at the Viva Auto Group, we wish you and your loved ones happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Feliz Navidad. Hello everyone, I'm Estela Casas, Creative Brand Strategist for the Viva Auto Group family of dealerships. Thanks for listening to the VivaStyle podcast, where we have interesting conversations about the automotive industry that provides hundreds of jobs in the borderland. Let's talk VivaStyle. Well, hello everybody. We hope you all had a fabulous time during this Thanksgiving weekend, a long break from the hustle and bustle. I know that the kids were on vacation for a week. I don't have any kids in high school or elementary school anymore, but I do have a college student, and he was here for the whole week, and it was wonderful. So I hope you all had a wonderful time with friends and family. But moving forward, now we got to think about Christmas and everything beyond. So good afternoon, Hillary. My friend Hilary Floren from KVIA is here. I know, so much to do, right? So if you can just get close to the microphone so we can have this conversation.
I should know this already.
This is like take two. So we did a little interview the other day, and we're going to do another one now, and just maybe go in perhaps a little deeper. What do you think?
Oh my goodness. I thought you just wanted to hang out with me. Now here come the hard questions, huh?
Right. Well, I always ask the hard questions. No. We're going to keep it simple and keep it nice and bring some levity, because, everybody's going through something already. Everybody's stressed out for the holidays. Some people don't have jobs right now, so they're probably struggling, how we're going to feed the family, how we're going to get presents under the tree. So, there's a lot of campaigns underway right now. And so we want to keep it light and fun and just get to know you a little better. So people have been watching you on KVIA Good Morning El Paso for many, many years. How many?
24 years. Well, 24 since I started at KVIA, but I've actually been doing the morning show now for 21 years.
Oh gosh,
almost
that's
21 years.
Getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and getting on the road and being on TV.
Exactly.
So tell me about it.
Well,
what do we need to know that we don't see, that a lot of people haven't seen through the years?
Well, you need to see that the pain is real and that alarm goes off. It does not get any easier. People ask me all the time, does it get any easier to wake up? And the truth is that no, it doesn't. And on the weekends, you will find me, if I don't have something to do, like getting up for Estella's race, you'll find me in bed. And my husband used to get up and say, you want to go to Lowe's with me? You want to go to Home Depot?
No.
And the answer was always pretty much no. So I want to sleep in and get that catch up a little bit.
So I remember, I'm going to have to admit, I never watched the morning show because I was on the late shift and got to bed at 11 when you were still snoring. But
we were like ships passing at KVIA.
That's right. But I heard about the challenges, and I would see the makeup in the bathroom sometimes, and I would see clothes in the bathroom sometimes. But it's really hard, and you have 5 children. What was it's all magical. She has such a beautiful family. All of them are like picture perfect. Like they should be on the cover of a magazine. All those pictures that they have, and they're beautiful kids inside and out. And how did you do it?
Well, I thought of it. I love my job, first of all. So let's not act like I'm just doing it for fun. I need to make a living, like all the working moms out there. And I feel like KVIA was really good to me and always has been, because getting up at those hours is terrible, but I also would get to go home earlier than other people. So that's a trade-off. I work part-time. I don't work a 40-hour work week, but I work 30. So it's still a big chunk of time, and it's still a sacrifice, but family has always come first. And there was a time, I don't know if you remember, where I actually turned in my resignation.
I remember.
And I told the bosses I just felt like I wasn't being a good mom, and that was what was most important to me. And then they kind of reined in my feelings there and told me to come back. And we worked out something that worked for both of us. But being a working mom is hard, no matter what hours you're working. My kids sometimes will say, but you're never here in the morning. I wish you were here in the morning. And I do. I wish I was there in the morning too, but I tell them, well, the trade-off is I'm not here at night. You helped me when I first started, actually, by telling me how hard it was, and, that your kids would miss you, and you just have to find something that works for you.
It's a challenge,
Still working on it.
You're still, every day is a challenge.
Yes.
But I've always admired that about you, that you always put family first, and we always try to put family first, but sometimes, it's a juggling act. You can't be everything to everybody all at once. You can be everything to your children. You can be everything to your job. And, it's a juggling act. But I've always admired that about you. And, I'd see you once in a while or when I turn on the TV once in a while or when you would do stories for the evening news when you were pregnant. And it's just a challenge. It's just a challenge. But I know you love your job and viewers love you because you connect. So there's a phrase that I'm using now. Now that I'm doing, now that I'm Viva Auto Group as a creative brand strategist and manager, and trying to, work on in a different kind of team, and it's connection in the workplace is the new currency. So connection is so important, and with your coworkers, and for you on TV, for us on right now in the podcast, for us, in any kind of job, what is that fine line that sometimes you cross and then you have to get back in making that connection on TV?
Well, I like to feel that we are connected with all the stories that we tell. You and I, we've anchored for so many years, and you're just reading the story. When I was a reporter, especially, I would find myself getting really involved. And just the other day, a man came to the station, and I got really involved trying to help him. And I mean, I do want to give back to my community. I try to do that through our stories. Talking about connection, you and I have both emceed a lot of different events. I do like to MC a lot of events, but then my kids would be missing me at home.
Right.
So that's another line that I had to draw between connections. So I try to really think carefully. I put a lot of thought into what I do with my time, because you want to give back, but you don't want other people who need you to be suffering from it. Right. And I think that's what you're maybe asking about.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And we do have too many times set boundaries and things that we can't do. I also remember, everybody wants you to do the MCs, to MC, to do a spelling bee, to go read to the kids.
And it's nice to do that. It's great.
It is
so
nice.
to see that in the community.
But it's not part of your day, not of your work day.
No, and then you can overbook yourself, and then you're just trying to please too many people. So that kind of leads me to my stories that I've been doing lately.
Yes,
Good
how
Vibes
fun
Only.
they are. I hear about them.
Because it's the fun way to connect with people, because all the good things that are happening out there in the community all the time that we want to talk about, but we just never have time because all these breaking news stories and all the big things happen. So now we're making time on Fridays with Good Vibes Only, and we have it on Good Morning El Paso, and then at 5 in the evening also.
Okay. Can you tell me some of your subjects? What are the profiles that you've done so far?
So this last week, we had a little girl who had a cleft palate and craniofacial separation. And so she was worked on at El Paso Children's Hospital. And
Dr.
her
Jimenez
surgeon,
and the team.
Yes, the whole team there, they have a great team. And Dr. Yates is the one
Dr. Yates,
who actually worked on her. And he has a dog with a cleft palate. And
my gosh.
He let us all come to his house. And then she got to play with the dog that had the same issues going on with her face, and it was just so special, and her mom was so pleased. And then they went in for a surgery, and we've been keeping in contact with her. So just pointing out that we have these great surgeons here in El Paso that are helping these families with issues, and that they don't have to travel far away, and to see her little face. And that was a really feel good moment.
I think in the news industry, and just as a viewer now that I am, you need those warm and fuzzies, because there's so much bad things happening in the world, and so many. Now that I'm no longer in news, I think I was protected and kind of in a bubble. I knew all the things that were happening, and I would read all the rap sheets on people and all the terrible details that we couldn't share on TV. And I kind of knew about those things, but leaving the news industry, I've noticed that it's more real to me now, if that makes any sense. And the world is pretty ugly out there. And there's bad people out there. There's really bad people out there. And I come in contact with some. And so it's so important to have that warm and fuzzy and that feeling good that, there's hope. we live in a beautiful community, and it's great to recognize those things. So how do you feel when you finish doing a story like that? And I'm sure you have different themes and different profiles and different people that you meet, but how do you feel when you finish doing one of those stories?
Well, I personally feel so much more fulfilled. I'm one of those people, if you don't know me, who I like everyone to be happy, and I like everything to be good, and there's a happy ending and a stamp, like done. But we can't do that in the news and the real world. For example, right now, El Pasoans Fighting Hunger is facing a critical shortage of food, and there are just so many people, like you mentioned earlier, who are just having such a hard time making it. And these are people we know. Like, I've talked to a few friends recently who are struggling, and you don't see it. You don't know that. And then
many times I try to hide it because it's an embarrassing thing to accept, right? And admit to.
But with food prices and gas prices and everything right now, it's happening to a lot of people who didn't expect it. But the bright side of the story is, because there is a bright side, I did a story on a gentleman who volunteers every day at El Pasoans Fighting Hunger. He's retired, and that's his life, is volunteering, fixing all the shopping carts, all the sun awnings. Just
fantastic.
Yeah, it was so great that El Pasoans Fighting Hunger let me in and talk to him, and just amazing.
What are the biggest? So we talked about the hours and the different challenges with placing your family first. What are some of the other challenges that you face in your job?
In my job, I don't want to say I face a lot of challenges in my job, because I really don't. I feel like I have it pretty easy. I mean, my challenges right now as an anchor, because I'm part-time and I'm not going out in the on those stories. The challenges when I go out and report on anything is sad is, talking to families who have lost loved ones, or, the challenging part is reading the same stories that break your heart every day. And I can't complain about that, because I'm not the one actually going through a lot of the pain. I think that I have it pretty good to be able to tell my good stories and to be surrounded by good coworkers. I don't really have a lot of complaints about my job.
Which is wonderful, because you love what you do.
I'm blessed. I really am.
I think, even if sometimes, we face the challenges, there's always somebody else who has it worse than we do, right?
I could say waking up early, but I have producers who wake up at 11 o'clock at night and come in. So I would not dare on a microphone complain about my schedule, because they will come after me.
What's next for you, Hillary?
Well, I'm going to continue on with Good Morning El Paso. I'll be there a few more years at least. I really like what I do. Like I said, I have great hours. I love our community. I never thought I'd be here, this long, or even at all. I lucked into a job at KVIA, and I've been there for so many years. And I guess when they kick me out, I'll have to find something new to do.
You've seen a lot of changes in the way people report the news, take in the news, produce the news. Tell me about that. What have you seen the evolution of the news industry and where it is right now? I think it's probably very cold right now.
I feel like I've seen so many changes. I know you must feel that way too. We started with the 3/4 inch tapes, those big fat tapes. Just technologically speaking, we've gotten smaller and smaller, the VHS, and now we're basically
little SIM cards.
We're taking videos off of people's phones and airing them.
Too.
It's amazing. So technology for sure, huge change. Couldn't get any bigger than that. Going through COVID, people working from home, Skype. Now we're interviewing a lot of people on the norm. Just as far as the coverage of stories, I did go to journalism school, learned about the black and white, the both sides. No one knows where you stand.
Right. That's very important.
I miss that so much. And I don't like when things cross my desk that are biased. Either way, I get angry, because I think that we need to give it to our viewers. We can trust that our viewers can form their own opinion, and we need to give them both sides. So I've gotten complaints at the station for being too liberal and for being too conservative. So I figure as long as I'm making both sides mad, then I'm okay. Because nobody should know how Hillary Floren feels about the news.
Exactly. Well, unless when it's a shared grief, a shared happiness.
But when I'm anchoring, my job is to present facts, and that's what I will do.
Yeah, that's
true.
If
I read something biased, then I get really mad, because that's not for me.
Do you think journalists have changed? I've seen a shift too, with all these different journalists, not local news, because we don't have the opportunity to do that. Although Channel 7 has a lot of opportunities to run different news shows and different things, news. but nobody has a program or a show on their own except for national news. Do you watch any of those, and does that make you angry when these journalists have an opinion and they are very adamant about voicing it?
I don't enjoy watching anything like that when people are angry. It's just not my personality. I can get myself angry about something just watching it presented fairly. I don't like to watch shows like that.
So you're a journalist, you're a mom, you're a wife, and you also have a business. Tell me about your business.
Yes, let's talk about the lavender farm. So my husband and I and our 5 kids have a lavender farm in Tularosa, New Mexico. And it's just this place where we decided to grow lavender, which is a passion that has been my husband's for a long time. I mean, I love lavender too, but he really loves lavender. And he makes all of his products. He has a sugar scrub and a CBD cream and lotions.
Tried the CBD cream the other day.
Yes.
You know, Hillary brought me this beautiful basket of little goodies from Lavender Farm, and they're fantastic. Mm-hmm. They really are.
Thank you so much. Yeah, they're very effective, and people get addicted to them. And call me up. So lavenderx.com is our website if you'd like to check out what we have. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a labor of love, and labor in all caps.
Yes.
We've planted every single one of our 3,000 plants and weeded them by hand.
Do you talk to them?
Actually, yes, I do.
What do you say to them?
When I take off the weeds, because these ugly viney weeds will come up and just like encapsulate the plant. And so, yeah, I talk to, don't, let that get down. I have to keep my sanity. I'm out there with plants all day on the weekends.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So what goes through your mind when you're out there besides the talking part?
I am just so grateful to be in nature. I really appreciate just being out in the solitude of it. And if you spend all day working, and you just notice every little subtle change in the light and the plants. Like it's really beautiful out there. The hawks going overhead. Yeah, it's beautiful.
I when I got sick, after I got sick, you realize so many things, and silence and solitude and just being with nature are very important.
Yes.
I don't think we take the time to just take time and just soak it all in.
I agree. I was just thinking I probably sounded kind of crazy saying that, but I
crazy.
really mean it. And if you look at my camera roll on my phone.
Oh, and we will.
Yeah, and I always have
we're going to share all those pictures.
All the different angles, or then I'll see my husband over in the field working, and I'll take pictures because it's just so special to me to see him and see the kids and lots of trees changing color and the rustle in the wind. Just it's all so healing and calming for me. It really is.
And we need to take the time. Set aside some time to take all that in, right?
Mm-hmm. And try to teach them to appreciate it, hopefully.
Yes, right. And look at the sunsets and the sunrises if you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning or earlier, which you're already on TV.
If you're not watching Good Morning El Paso,
right?
I guess.
Just open the window. Just open the window and you'll see.
Exactly.
So if you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Oh my goodness, Estella. Health, for sure. I mean, for myself, all my loved ones. I would probably... it sounds like a pageant answer. For everyone to just get along, for the world to be a more peaceful and loving place. Those are the things that I wish for.
You have one more.
Oh, I do?
That was 2
more wishes?
You got
Can
3.
I wish for
you
more
got
wishes?
3. No, you can't. You got 3 wishes. You answered 2. What's your third one?
Oh my goodness, it's hard. I would wish for an extension on that so I can think about it, because I know I'll need it later.
Well, let's go to wish number 2. Wish number 2, you said, you mentioned pageant. No, I will have to tell you this. For anybody who has not met Hillary or seen her walk into a room, she has this beautiful presence and she just glides across the room. And I think you were probably born with that, but it was probably developed because you were a beauty queen.
Yes, I was back in the day.
Which you still are.
Back in 1992, yes. I was Miss New Mexico Teen USA, and I got to go to the Miss Teen USA pageant in Mississippi and be on TV and do all the fun things. Get all the beauty products and the prizes and all that.
She just carries herself so well.
I did not win the Miss Teen USA, by the way. I didn't get those prizes.
But that's okay.
But one of the prizes was a boat, so.
Oh gosh. Well, she's just so beautiful inside and out, and it's my honor and privilege to call you friend. And thank you very much for stopping by. We want to leave everybody with just a little something that people don't know about Hillary. And tell me a little something that people don't know about Hillary that you would like to share.
Something about me that I would like to share. I really love, does it have to be deep? Because I really love to do crafts and do things around the house. And I love to get dirty at the farm. I love to get down and really, I mean, you would not recognize me. That's something that a lot of people don't know. People are surprised.
You mean you don't wake up like this every day?
Not at all.
Well, that's good to know.
And what you see is what you get with me. And a lot of people used to ask me when I first started at KVIA, Estella Casas, you work with Estella, is she the same as she is on TV? And I would always say, yes, absolutely. And you're such a nice, wonderful person. And I've always tried to emulate that too, because why be somebody different, you know, to the masses if you're not at home or with your friends?
Well, good. Well, you what you see is what you get with Hillary.
Really.
Thanks, Hillary, for coming in. Happy holidays.
Thank you for
Wishing
having
you
me.
always the best with you and your family. Thank you for sharing your lavender farm with us and sharing all those beautiful pictures that we'll be sharing of your family. I'm very proud of you. You are just somebody very special to me. So thank you very much for stopping by.
Ditto and ditto. Thank you for having me.
And thank you all for watching. And remember to like and share the Viva Auto Group Facebook page. And we'll see you next time. Happy holidays. Bye. We'd like to hear what you think about today's conversation. Go to the Viva Auto Group Facebook page and like us. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car or truck, we invite you to choose a Viva vehicle. Viva Auto Group le desea a usted y a su familia una feliz Navidad y un próspero año nuevo.